Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Two-Headed Wolf gaming channel as we're continuing our journey through Path of Exile. And we have our gladiator with the lacerate and the bleeding, and we're trying to get it through these early stages of the game, finally reaching the end game where we can fully enjoy the experience and pushing this build to the max. I will rush through these areas as quickly as I can. For the first time today, I've got myself on the new series. Like you probably saw that I started this week a new series on Anno 1800, and for the first time on the Two-Headed Wolf channel I got my first copyright claims. And they were in regards to the music. It wasn't a strike, so it's not... YouTube is very helpful in that regard. It says clearly that it's not a strike, so it's not something that is dangerous towards the channel. But, however, a copyright claim is set on the music from Anno 1800, which I love. And it makes it really hard to make a decision whether I want to keep the music in or not.
We'll see your downfall.
A main support with 10 quality. That extra quality provides us with 5% extra physical damage. We're gonna fight for it. So I got my first, and the reason why I'm telling the story, and especially if you've never seen, if you've never watched me before, or maybe you're newer to the channel, is that I do like to talk about the experience of growing the channel, just as an idea to you. Like, I don't talk often about it, but I want you to have an idea of what it would mean for you to do something like this. Maybe you'll start doing it at some point, and you'll just get this general knowledge from my experience, which is not the best, not the best experience out there, of course. However, it's my perspective on the whole thing. So, I'm not sure at this moment whether I want to remove the music from Anno 1800. I'm definitely not going to do it from the first two episodes. But that is really good music, which is probably why it has a copyright claim on it, but, you know. It's really good music, and there are two things, two choices. Either I let the music on or I do not. And here is what that means. Well, at the moment I am not monetizing. I'm not even eligible to monetize on the channel, so I'm not making any kind of money out of doing these YouTube videos, right? And having people watch my videos, and I'm not sure. I know YouTube sometimes puts ads on videos even if I'm not monetizing them. So yeah, well, at least that's what I heard. So take it with a grain of salt. But having a copyright claim will mean, or can mean, these two things. The company that has set the copyright claim, I think I have to stop as soon as we're done here.
I'm being made a fool of.
Hey, we won that at the limit because the ruin was about to take me out. So either the company that has the claim will be able to run ads on the videos that I'm posting, which I wouldn't really, I don't have a problem with, especially at least in the first videos. And the second one is that YouTube might run some ads on the video, even if the company doesn't claim anything. So it's a bit of a decision. Like, I know YouTube, like I consider YouTube, or I take YouTube into consideration as a company, so I understand that they want to make money as well, and I really don't have a real problem with that, because hey, that's that's why you start a business, that's why YouTube is out there, and I know that they're making good money out of the people, because people put content out there and things like that, but it's pretty much every company's vision to make more money. No, however, there are decisions with that there are certain decisions that YouTube makes that I don't agree with, but we're not gonna get into that right now. So they're making like this, they might be running ads, and as I said, I have no problem with, especially for those that for the first 2 episodes where I'm letting the music in, I really will be okay if they decide to monetize it in any way. And sometimes that is, I would say that is not the best idea to do, like in your first episode, which will be one of those episodes that will be the most viewed, generally speaking, right? Everybody, when you start looking at a series, you always look from episode 1, nobody jumps at episode 5 to see how you're doing. Everybody starts at episode 1, and people will live along the way. And going forward, I could either remove the music or re-record, basically remove the music and have the possibility to monetize it, or the other one is leave the music in, which will remove my ability to monetize, because, well, it's going to continue to get claimed. It doesn't matter if you have only 1 second of copyright music, everything gets claimed.
I believe in traveling light.
Although in the videos that I have, it's more than that. It's like 6 songs and they're in 6 different places. Anyway, in-game music, you know how it is. So yeah, now I'm in a bit of a conundrum, because I feel like the music in Anno 1800 is like exactly like the music in Victoria from Paradox Interactive. Like, that music is really amazing. It creates the atmosphere, the right atmosphere, and it does make for a good video. However, I was even talking to other people, like maybe sometime in the future, when I'll be eligible, I will start monetizing it. If nothing else, is just to take the edge off some of the expenditures, and I might be able to buy some games to show off on the channel without having to worry too much of what does that mean for me financially and things like that. So looking at it in that regard, there was someone saying that, hey, even if you're making 5 cents out of the entire series, it's your 5 cents, right? So it really depends on what you are thinking about the monetization. Like, what are you... let's see, what is this? Never deal critical strikes, but your hits can never be evaded. Let's go for that now. Right, to make sure that we're always doing the bleeds. And here is where that discussion of how much does your time value, right? When you're creating this. And I feel at this point of my life that time matters a lot. And if you're young, and even if you don't have the experience, remember that you have a lot of years ahead of you. So you might want to value your time a bit better, and if people ask you to do stuff for free, question yourself 3 times before doing something for free. Because you have a lot of energy when you're young, and if you can build strength pretty quickly as well, or you can get to learn how to do different things as well, like learn a lot quicker than when you're older. And with that in mind, you might be able to work for money. I mean, when I was young and I was going through school and everything else, I used to carry boxes of apples, and I used to wash cars as well. You know, not actually working at a car wash, but helping my neighbors and working for them, and they would give me money at the end of the day. And I have managed to make some good relations with some neighbors where when I needed money and I needed some help with classes and stuff like that, and I would tell them the stories about what I'm trying to do and how much money it takes, they would support me in that process.
There'll be time for that soon
Not
enough.
always, I wouldn't go to them all the time for it, but they did support me every once in a while, which was very helpful. See, dodge from attacks and avoid elemental. Reduce mana cost of skill, increase skill effect, and 2% reduced reservation of skills. With that, with the 2% reduced reservation of skills, I could run these together, I feel. But I might have this already. Life recovery from flash, 2% dodge. No, I'm not gonna keep this for long, but let's take the Crimson Jewel for now. And maybe we'll take one of the jewel abilities. Spell when dual wielding, fire spell when dual wielding, some phasing on kill, and cold damage to this is not a bad gem. This is actually quite a good eye jewel.
Bring me back something nice, eh?
So if you're going to work, think about doing it for money. Don't do it for free, or, you know, unless you really feel strongly about it, like it's going to be worth it, do not work for free. Yeah, that's my advice. So, with that in mind, going back to the YouTube thing, whether I want to do this, you know, whether I will want to leave the music in or just try to make some money out of it at some point, right? Monetize the series and things like that.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
Good luck.
And I don't have an answer right now. I'm really split between what kind of decision I should be making. And I thought that maybe if I would have like some things set in stone about the series that I'm making and about what I want to do, like these decisions will be a lot easier. But unfortunately, it hasn't become like that. It's still pretty difficult to decide what to do in certain situation. However, I am grateful at least that I have this experience this early. Like the first time I saw the copyright claim was the first time I've ever seen it, so I had a bit of a panicked moment. Not too much, because I knew I didn't do anything that bad, right? I was already assuming that it was probably from the music, because I heard people talk about it before when I watched other people play the series, like Marbozir and Quill and other people like that who were turning off the music whenever they used to put the YouTube videos up. Like for example for Tropico, that is another game that has amazing music, and I feel like the music adds a lot to the game itself, but you can't really put it on stream or when you're doing like videos because it gets copyright claimed. That is another one of those big decisions to where if I could play the music, I would have done a series on Tropico by now. I'm sure I would have. But anyway, what can you do? Like, that's how the system works. You play by the rules of the system until you have something else that you could, replace it with or improve on, or maybe laws will change, you never know. And here, all in all, I can understand that in most of these situations, it's not really YouTube's fault. I mean, they can't really do much about these laws. That's how they govern, and the companies that have copyrights on certain songs, well, they're there for a reason. And they're there to protect the artists as well. Because nowadays, in some areas of the arts, you don't really make a lot of money. And music, except for what's popular, right, some of these bigger studios, it's not making that much money. Like classical music, things like that. I mean, the audience is slightly smaller, or a lot smaller than people liking pop music, which is, hey, it's normal. Things change, tastes change, people change. The type of music that I'm listening to nowadays is very different to what I was listening to 10 years ago, or 20 years ago even. But yeah, so I have that experience now, and like if you think about it, like this is my first experience in how many months now? Well, since August. So it's almost 10 months now. I'm doing very well, all things considered.
In death, the mirrors are thus shattered.
Farewell.
You and your minions take 25% reduced reflected damage and 50 chance to reflect enemy chills and freezes. This could be pretty good against certain enemies, but I'm not sure it's going to make a difference against most of them. Let's take to the Sarn encampment.
Stay out of the shadows.
Okay, with this skill point, yeah, let's try to get that. Let's see if I can refund these. Roll 2 points in here, right? Getting this extra damage with elements and physical damage by itself.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
And from the bathhouse, we're gonna go for Solaris Temple. And then we're setting for the middle, where we'll fight both Solaris and Lunaris. Did we come from there? I'm a bit lost for the direction in which we need to head to. Oh, okay, so we need to get back up here. Yeah, that was the exit we just used earlier. Got it. Okay.
I'm being punished, aren't I?
Let's see what you have here. So we'll do some Restless Ground.
Strains away all
We just have to survive a certain amount of time, so I feel pretty good at the moment, all things considered. A 5-link sword. It's not a 6-link, not the best.
miasma, if you can.
Okay, let's do more
Is a breath of
miasma. I think we can handle it.
I can't do this just yet.
Okay, what are we going to do now? Restless Ground 2? Maybe choking miasma free.
swiftly on the wind.
cards. This is not the best all in all. Not the best rewards. I don't think this time we got a lucky lottery card. Another 5 link here. I guess we're gonna go with the Blistering Cold for now. Wondering how many challenges we will get right now.
I suspect that I'm being made a fool of.
Okay. Anything that we would be interested in. Armor and evasion 369 with strength, some life. Nothing that impressive. To be honest, I don't think I want these Unix anymore. These low level Unix. Because I already have them in my collection in the standard league, right from the leagues that have migrated. I believe I already have this Ascendancy trial. There's only one Ascendancy trial that I don't have at this point, and that's towards the end of the game, in the Ossuary. So I'm not gonna worry about it right now, we're just gonna continue forward. Here we are in the Lunaris Concourse.
Your victories will not continue.
30% increased movement speed, some life, some dexterity. What do we have on these boots? Well, only some lightning resistance and life, but 20 increased movement, 30 increased movement. I mean,
Avoid the miasma.
we're gonna do at least a few.
I can't do this just yet.
What is this? Ah, sure, let's do a few more left.
Breath of living air.
We need monster slain, so this should be fairly easy. Okay, another car. Let's take the miasma to level 3. What else? Some lightning,
The
yeah.
storm approaches.
You know what I feel like it would be slightly worse with like the lightning? Probably something like a cyclone. Or some slow moving skills. Conjure boost, sure, let's do at least maybe I should do them only if I can.
I should have become a priest of Yaumak instead.
Okay, 30% movement speed right there. Orb of Binding, an Orb of Chance. And I feel like that is pretty much it. Okay. Is that a better helmet? Might be. Here we are. Lunaris Temple level 1. I wonder how it will feel to fight Lunaris and Solaris at the same time. With his bleeding.
I'm being punished, aren't I?
What is here? Global damage, increased mana, 1 mana gain from. Nope. Let's
I
continue.
can't do this just yet.
And I think there should be an exit either through the left or through the right here. I guess the left. There we go. Okay. Fermented Tug will take him out. Some of these blue enemies. Good experience. And with this build I definitely don't need an exploding chest. For the first time I'm experiencing this build as well, so because I never got my old character to be like this. I'm not sure there was an explosion to bleeding back there, because probably I would have allocated it. More sulfite, and apparently there's some delirium here. And we have a good clearing strength.
It wasn't hard to turn them against each other. A little nudge here and there. That's all it took.
Oh, we're getting frozen here. Didn't know exactly what was happening there, like why it felt like the character was freeze. I feel like these days I am not even looking too much at the character anymore, like I'm looking overall in the direction, I'm looking more at the map. But that's how Path of Exile feels, at least as gameplay goes, like you're rushing through, you're trying to look maybe further ahead for certain dangers.
This trial will see your downfall.
What do we have here? Is that a sword?
Mortal?
Yes.
I can't do this just yet.
You know what? I like this sword. Has bleeding on it, has some extra damage. I think it's better than what we have.
Vengeance is cold indeed.
Ooh, ooh. This is a very small area here. And the monsters are apparently in the delirium. Yeah, let's take the reward.
Choice.
I think this... Yeah, rather do that than lose what we've just gained there. Okay, as far as the point, we're gonna add it here. So I am going to be... Oh, by the way, so I'm just gonna show you what this is. So it's a large cluster jewel, right? Adds 12 passive skills, it says. 2 added passive skills are jewel sockets, and added small passive skills grant 12% increased chaos damage. So you place it here, and each one is different. What did it offer? Well, it offered 2 medium jewel sockets, right, as it says there. These are 12 passive skills in total. These are 2 medium jewel sockets, which you can use to add this type of medium cluster jewel, which will extend in another 3, and every one every little one, every little small passive skill point will grant 12% increased chaos damage. And this can be modified to medium, to magic or rare. Attribute? So you can add it in here and you can create like these new trees where you have certain points where you can, like maybe it's not worth allocating points around and you're trying to go for something a bit more specific, for example something that uses a lot of chaos damage, you definitely want to work with one of these. So yeah, that's how that works. Over here, yeah, I still can't write right, it's not enough to do that, but shall see. At some point I am going to have a build like that. I'm not sure if it's going to be made by me or we're just going to be learning from others. I might be learning from others as I don't have a lot of experience with them. I know how to use them and what they do, and I can understand how it might work together, but my experience is not
I
good.
can't do this just yet.
Which is why I was saying in the last episode that when Path of Exile 2 will appear, I will feel a bit lonely. It's like it will feel like I've moved too quickly from Path of Exile 1, and I'm not sure I'll be able to, or I'll want to, or I'll have the time to play both Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. So, yeah. Still makes it very exciting. Still tells a lot about what kind of game GGG made here. And you might not understand this right now. Like, don't worry if you don't. It's not as there's no requirement that you have to like the game or you know. No, people might tell you like you should like this game or you shouldn't like this game or things like that, but just as someone who likes all sorts of weird titles and is very patient with most of the game, like you saw a series on SimCD, most likely on my channel, and you can recognize the fact that if I like a game, I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna show it off and I'm gonna tell you why it's fun or why it isn't, and I can see it flaw and still like the game. I guess mostly because it's never a full replacement. I've played a lot of zombie games in the past and I've never found a full replacement. I found bits and pieces, like games that are really cool on their own, but they're not perfect.
I believe in traveling light.
Yeah, let's try to go home for a second. Like, I played some games that are really cool, some zombie games that are really cool, but
There'll be time
they're
for that
not
soon
what
enough.
I dream of as being the perfect zombie game, so I can't say that there's one zombie game that's really the most amazing thing in the world. Well, let's see, throw this on it. We didn't gain pretty much anything. I'm gonna try to do another one of these. Some cold, some armor, some intelligence, some evasion. But not enough. Almost not enough to justify. I'll do one more reroll here. I could even use a Chaos Sword, why not? Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty bad all in all. Oh, here is something that is better. Cold Lightning, 75 life. Okay, now it's worth. I guess I'll keep that for another character. On these boots! Fire Lightning, 10% increase, yeah, so this one does not have the speed, so I don't want it. Steel Skin. How about I move these to the boots, to these boots, And I move this up here. We will take a look at the resistances in a second. This sword though, I feel like it's going to be better than our swords here. Let's see, we're going back to lacerate, right? So at face value it doesn't look like it's making a difference there. Let's see if it makes difference on bleeding. So we're looking for this 4,979, 4,500. Okay, so it's not better than this. Is it better than this? 466, and this is 560. No. Would it be better if I was to modify it? No, I don't think so. So it could have had the potential to be something really good. Unfortunately, it wasn't this time, but that is okay. This is not as impressive, neither is this one.
I will see you again.
Okay. Let's go now. I guess I will go back to the Lunaris Temple to get this. Armor and evasion, sure, might be better. And I'll take both of these. So what would be the best way to go there? Okay, from the Lunaris Temple. We're looking for a different exit. And I think it will be through here.
I do love
right?
the stink of victory.
Hey, our character talks. Shouldn't have I gone to the south? I feel that I might have had to. Because now we're getting back to the Lunaris Temple. And it's not exactly what I was looking for. Let's see if we go southwards. I definitely have to show off the other character as well. Just to see like the clearing speed of it too. Because this feels good, but the other one feels definitely better. Harbor Bridge, is that where we're going? Or this is too far? Nope. It's Harbor Bridge.
The single round challenger returns.
The single round challenger returns. Well, here is the grand battle. And this is our hideout. And I love the start of this battle. The most epic of them all. And I really like the fact that at the beginning they fight themselves. They're not even fighting you. Makes you feel slightly unimportant in the whole thing. Whew. Almost got us there. There we have it.
Solaris, Lunaris.
Okay, let's see. Immunity to shock.
Cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age. Farewell.
I think at this point, picking Solaris. Let's see, 6 additional physical damage reduction while there is only one nearby enemy. 20% chance to take 50 less area damage from hits. 8% reduced elemental damage if you haven't been hit recently. Take no extra damage from critical strikes if you have taken a critical strike. 50% chance to avoid ailments. Or we go with Lunaris. Damage reduction for each enemy up to 8%. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna pick this, I believe. We'll see if we change our mind later on, but for now, yeah, for getting up to 8% for each enemy nearby, will most of the time be surrounded, right?
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Because it was, I do like the fact that when it comes to Delirium, you can see that he talks about every area. So, take a sip, what's the worst that could happen? He was talking about like these rivers of blood. And every time we will see like Delirium in a map, in one of these maps at least, I'm not sure about the endgame maps, he says something that is very specific to that map. Okay, a close helmet. No. Let's get to level 3 and see what we receive here as a reward. Okay, items, so jewelry and items. We're still alive, still doing well. Superior Sentinel Jacket. Hey, let's run forward here, because it seems like the fog is going away. Ah. Moonstone. Yeah, let's collect some of these. I'm not exactly sure which one we will keep as we go forward, but for the moment it's okay to just go this way.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
Remember.
So you want some basilisk, some tartan powder, some Stormblade, find Hoyun and save her from Kira.
You've done yourself.
Okay.
Hello.
What do we have here? Let's take a look. Evasion, cold. Oh, I didn't look at the resistances now, have I? Fire, more. Ooh, look at that. 50 armor, 66 evasion, some life, some fire resistance, some lightning. 72 increased armor and evasion to 500 and 600 there. This one is at 400 as well, but this one is a lot better. Do I want to replace it? I would like to, but I need this to be 5 ling in order to replace it. So how do we make that happen? Let's see. Some lightning, some spell? No. Some cold, some energy shield, we don't care. Not a whole lot of life. Some life but energy shield and we don't care. Let's see, increased spell damage, so once again we don't care. And this one is with added another large chaos jewel. Okay.
See you soon.
Now, let's see, do we have any kind of melee here that would help? Any skill here with melee that would help? Increase damage over time, increase attack damage while dual wielding, and 12% lightning resistance. You know what? Because I can't really do anything with this one. Let's get this increased damage. It's not a whole lot, but definitely will play a bit of a role, right, in our builds. Okay, I don't really care for this flask. I do care about this one though. I will want to modify it. And I am going to spend just a tiny bit of currency. Let's see if we can make it at least a 5. I misclicked just a tiny bit too much there. Good. Let's see if we can make this now. Like a 5 link. And we'll buy a few. Because if we have that, I'm not sure we're going to use anything else for a while. And it feels like it's worth it. Okay, so we have these many trials to make a 5 link. Yep, and that didn't work this time, so I am going to throw it in here and keep it there and try to make it a 5 link later on. Let's see, what else are we doing? We're looking for the resistances, we're fine.
There'll be time for that
Perfect.
soon enough.
So what am I going to do now? We're looking for Oyun. We're going this way towards the desert, so without further ado, let's get to the descent. Okay, apparently we found the descent already. Good. Let's see, what does the Trial Master have here? Minions have 4% chance to taunt on hit, with some energy shield, some life, and avoid being stunned. That implicit there, that implicit means that it won't reroll. If you reroll this, it won't reroll itself. Let's try to take it.
Seek the living.
What am I doing? Oh, stone circles conquered. Got it. Okay, anything else worth? No.
So be it. As disappointing as it is.
Yes, yes. Surprising to me that I don't see Nico with his self fights. It felt like I always get him when doing these missions, when going through this area. Oh, that might be false memories. Apparently we're very bad at remembering stuff. Like even stuff that happened, you know, like a month ago. We're fabricating a lot of memories, we're creating our own movies basically that proves whatever we want it to be proved. And that was a very interesting article that I read recently. So now I'm trying to pay attention to see, like, am I being, do I have like these biases that where I'm like romanticizing, and I guess I do, because I've said it in a few games, like when I was playing it, that maybe I just felt too strong about them. When in reality, they weren't that great, which is fully possible. How many deaths do we? I think we had a lot of deaths early on in the game, right? Deaths? We died 22 times, okay, so we did die quite a bit.
This should be quick.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen at all, don't worry. Okay, a new portal, and let's see. Superior Hydra Scale Gauntlets. Sure, let's take those. See if they're good for anything. We need to talk to Sin about the sandstorm. And here we have the exit, but I don't want to go for the exit just yet. Because I'm trying to get like the Storm Blade. Should be somewhere around here.
I can't do this just yet.
Ah, here it is. So we're done with that. Let's go up. As I said, we're going to go towards it's not being able to be evaded.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
Now let's see.
Hello.
Does scene give us
You did it! They found it, Batar.
Ranger? Okay, let's try to see. Maybe we get something good out of this one.
Legends.
Truly unique cosmology of strange creatures,
No.
pagan gods, and powerful treasures.
One such story talks of a magical stone dial.
A Maraketh calendar, said to detail important events in the future of our world.
General Adis, a war hero of the Empire, reported in his diaries of discovering
Be careful.
Okay.
When I received my...
Let's see.
Can we be of help?
Take the ball. Storm,
Bye.
good. Don't I have? Oh, I do have. Let's see. Lightning, some stuff. No. Let's try this again. Some cold, some fire, some life. Would lose some on some chaos, but is that enough to replace it? I don't think it is.
Do you need help with something?
Maybe I should stop wasting resources on some of these equipments.
See ya.
Okay. And it's time to go back here. And open this pathway.
Sin is sending you to slay his daughter now, too. You'd think he would be more upset.
So see? Is really talking about the areas and like what missions you're getting into and things like that, which is really good. It gives that sense of story, like things are related, right? Even some of these mechanics that you might have not experienced when the League was active. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fight the boss here with this mechanic going on. I wonder if I'll have enough strength to defeat her, but I don't think so. At least not in as quickly as it requires us to continue the streak here. So now she's doing that jumping thing. Once again, she's doing that. That's why I don't think I would have been able to finish her before the delirium would run out. Come on. and we're done.
Daughter! Rest, my child. Be free from the torments of immortal. Remember, humanity needs us.
Reduce chaos damage. Well, maybe not yet. But that is going to have to be it for this episode.
Yes.
Now, I hope you have enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we're continuing our journey in Path of Exile towards the end game. And this wonderful journey. So, yeah, see you in a bit.